we have with us on stage Shri Pranav Gupta, our Honorary General Secretary of FIP, who was also awarded the Outstanding Young Global Leader Award. Sir, can we please have an address from you?
I'll keep it very brief as the ma'am, she has to leave for the parliament for the session. Few burning issues in the Indian publishing industry which I would like to highlight. Before I just commence, I would just like to take specific two names for this today's conference. One, I would like to reiterate the fact, and I would like to take the name of Honorable Shri Ashok Ghoshji, who was the founder of this Federation of Indian Publishers. He is no more with us, and it's been 6 months. Yesterday was the 6 months when he passed away. But he has been the mentor and the guide, and who laid the foundation for the Federation of Indian Publishers. A big round of applause for it. Second, I would like to take the name of Sahil Gupta, the young entrepreneur, the leader, who has put his heart and soul putting up this edition of the Indian Publishers Conference. Ma'am, I'll keep it very brief for you. The few burning issues which the Indian publishing industry is facing at the moment, and as the President Sir said, Delhi is the hub of the publishing, not only for India, but globally, and especially for the Afro-Asia region. Delhi NCR consists of majority of the Indian publishers and the printing presses, and the few issues what we have, and you yourself being a lawyer, as you said, you have a big collective library at your office itself. One of the major issues for the industry at the moment is the copyright. Rampant digital piracy, photocopying, scanning is a burning issue for us. Almost it is like a parallel industry for us, and though the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce have taken certain recommendations, have invited our suggestions for it, but yet the law needs to amend. Ma'am, the law was formed somewhere in 1957, amended up to 2012, but the publishing industry has transformed into, digitally so much that these laws needs to amend. We want you to be our vocal voice before the Parliament, and please ensure that the report has already been tabled. It is the 161th report of the Parliament Committee on the Standing Commerce Committee, which has been tabled, and we would like to get it implemented. That's number one issue what we have. Second, ma'am, due to this copyright problem, the authorship in India is not, we are not being able to develop authorship as a profession. Please understand, if you see the authorship in the Western countries, authorship itself is a profession. Very few selected authors, which we can count on, on our tips, their books are being sold into millions of copies, and they have been getting some decent amount of royalties. Otherwise, in India, authors are writing books just out of passion. It is no more as a career, no more as a profession. If the piracy and the copyright laws are made stringent, authorship can develop as a profession in India. Literacy, book reading, national book promotion policy, ma'am. Nations and societies of the 21st century are knowledge-driven. The Prime Minister also talks about the knowledge-driven economy, a knowledge circular economy. If we are looking at that, promoting book reading culture in India is very important. We have moved from Amrit Mahotsav to Amrit Kal. We have a set agenda of becoming India Viksit Bharat. But till date, India lacks is a national book promotion policy. Number of committees has been made, number of efforts has been made, but till date, the book policy has not yet been laid down in India, whereas in most of the Western countries and most of the Asian countries have a book promotion policy where students are encouraged to read books beyond their curriculum, which is not happening. If we are looking at a holistic development of the child, of the citizen, we want our Indians to be a global citizens. We need that, because book reading is something which helps you both physically, mentally, emotionally. So there are so many benefits about book reading which needs to be done. In order to promote the book reading culture, we need to have a strong library network in India, right from mohalla libraries to central libraries. If I take out the institutions of national importance like IITs, IIMs, and the central universities, hardly there are any public libraries which exist. They exist on paper, they exist on materially. You come from Delhi, you know the condition of Delhi Public Library. What is there in front of us? आप मैम हमारे सांसद क्षेत्र से चुन के आते हैं. आई एम अ रेसिडेंट ऑफ GK1. आई वुड रिक्वेस्ट यू, आप अपने इस 5 साल के टेन्योर में कम से कम 1 से 2 लाइब्रेरी अपनी कॉन्स्टिट्यूएंसी में शुरू करिए और उसको एक रोल मॉडल बनाइए इंडिया के लिए. एंड ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ द फेडरेशन ऑफ इंडियन पब्लिशर्स, आई एश्योर लाइब्रेरी आप बनाइए, बुक्स उसके अंदर हम भरेंगे, चाहे वो कितनी ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा किताबें हों, दैट वी विल डू. मैम एक इंपॉर्टेंट विषय, अगर आज हम इंडियन पब्लिशिंग इंडस्ट्री की बात करें, मैक्सिमम रेवेन्यू गवर्नमेंट से आता है। प्रधानमंत्री मोदी जी ने फरवरी 2022 में ये कहा था, इट इज नॉट गवर्नमेंट्स बिजनेस टू डू बिजनेस। द इंटायर पब्लिशिंग इंडस्ट्री, इफ वी सी, you know, the school education is dominated by organizations like NCRT, SCRT, National Book Trust, Sahitya Academy, Publication Division. These organizations have gone beyond that mandate. Their mandate was to promote book reading culture. Their mandate was to promote translations in languages. But they have gone into commercial publishing and eating away the revenue for the Indian publishing industry, for which all of us here work day and night very hard. We shed our blood and soul into it, and that revenue goes in. I'll give you a very small example. In the union budget of 2018-19, Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan was launched. A budget was allocated where 20,000 rupees was given to each school, each government school. Ma'am, you will be surprised to know that out of that budget, only the schools they bought was the books of National Book Trust, NCRT, not creating or adding any value to the Indian publishing industry. If these organizations are phased out in a manner, what will happen is it will grow the Indian publishing industry. Today we claim to be third largest. Time will not be far away. Within 10 years, we can be number one. That is one very important issue which is burning for us. I would also like to highlight and to congratulate the government of India on the appointment of respected Sudha Murthy ji as the member of parliament in Rajya Sabha. It was a great honor, I would say, ma'am, for the publishing industry that an author of such a repute and one of the best-selling author was appointed by the Honorable President of India on the recommendation of the government in the Rajya Sabha, and I feel that that voice of the Indian publishing industry and authorship can be created. And it will be a dream come true, and I often used to joke with my mentor, my uncle, Shri Ashok Ghosh ji, प्रणव कोई चक्कर चलाओ, मोदी साहब से रिक्वेस्ट करो, कभी कोई पब्लिशिंग इंडस्ट्री से भी राज्यसभा पहुंचा दो. So I would request if somebody from the publishing industry could also be considered in the times to come. As the President sir said, India is the third largest, second in terms of English language publishing. The challenge in front of us is not a single Indian company falls under the top 10, top 50 or top 100 publishing houses of the world. Here I am referring to the standalone company. Because lack of initiatives and the policy measures, I am just concluding, ma'am, 30 seconds. Lack of the policy measures and initiatives. India is such a large market, our domestic market is great. When we have top 10 companies in the automobile sector, in the software sector, IT, banking, the onus is on us. What we request is some policy initiatives from the government. If that will come to us, definitely some of us will definitely fall in top 100 in next 10 years, for sure. With this, I conclude, ma'am. I know you are in rush, but the only humble request would be that you remain the voice for the Indian publishing industry. We technically don't have a guardian in the Lok Sabha. We want you to be our guardian, taking our voice before the parliament. As we do storytelling, you narrate our story to the 140 crore Indian people. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Pleasure. And sorry for holding you.
Can you once again have a great round of applause for Shri Pranav Gupta? Thank you, sir, for making us all aware about the current scenario and the issues and how we can together overcome it.